Hi, this is Michael Hurley from Ghost Galaxy, and you're listening to Archon's Corner.
All right, guys, what's going on? I am the one, the only, the W-O-O-K-I-E, a depressed Wookiee. Thanks, Z. But we have Z here. Z's here. Say hi, Z.
Why? What do your depression have to do with me? My life's awesome. I'm good.
My life's awesome. Everything is awesome. And then we got Sheep.
I'm over here in Eeyore with you.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate the company. And we got the Ewokiest of Ewoks.
Hello, Keyforge community. I'm going to be over there with Z because life is great, my friends.
So, we got a bit of news today, right?
No, we didn't.
Well, we got a thing. I don't even know what to call. Is this really even an update? Like, I don't even know what to call this anymore.
This is keeping the hordes away for the short time. That is what it is. You have revolt that is there. You have people who are frustrated, and so the end result is, hey guys, don't go ahead and have mob mentality and come burn down Artiforge. We're doing a little bit of something. That's what this is.
It is what it is, right? They said, yeah, we are still working on stuff, but we're not going to change any dates. Everything's still 7 years from now. And whatever. I mean, but hey, look, we can shrink wrap a deck now. Woohoo!
Now, somebody had said like they were waiting on the shrink wrap machine. They were waiting on a machine. I don't know.
Yeah, that was in there.
That's what it said.
Oh, it was in here. They were waiting on a machine. I kind of just I don't read. I just look at pictures.
Which means it probably went on a boat and took forever to get here. So that's not that surprising.
Yep.
So okay, so now we have shrink wrapped decks.
Yeah.
So yes, they had talked about.
What were they doing before? Like, were they just organizing them? Because they were like cutting them, and then what? They're all just in stacks somewhere.
Yeah, there's this giant shelf of unwrapped decks that were like weaved up and down
on retail packaged. That's really they got their retail packaging machine, right? It puts the actual woe wrapper.
So
which
why
looks a lot like what the Dark Tidings packages used to look like.
So why did we not outsource this to some company?
Because they're doing everything internal, and that saves.
Okay, but you.
But that's why
I'm rubbing my temples right now. So you promised everybody January, and then you put it in a very obscure place that maybe July, maybe June. Is it supposed to be end of June, right?
Yeah, I think that 6 months from there puts us in May, June. That is still very achievable, and so that's the optimism that we have to look forward to. It's still depressing because it's March right now. As I was saying before, we went ahead and we're recording. Unfortunately, it is having an impact on the community, and part of that was that we'd gone through a very, very long hiatus period. Shit! But it was pandemic.
That's
it's
$1.
moved online.
That's
$1.
It was more than just pandemic, though. We know now.
Correct.
They
lost.
We were
the
actually starting way before that because, like, they pitched the DT, they sold it to us. They knew that they couldn't do anything past that, and they just kept selling to us. So, like, we
ate it.
The FFP, of course. So we bought it, and it sucked, which was like salt in the wound there. But it's been a long time.
You know what? It sucks so bad. X-Ray still buys it because
X-Ray
sucks.
That's right.
So I like this. So JM is like the master of like figuring. I think he did this last time for us when we're like, delay. What delay? Oh, excuse me. And then he actually figured out everything. So JM again decided to plug it all into whatever he's plugging it into. I'm guessing a Google Sheet. I don't know. To figure out. So seconds per display box 20. So he took this from the actual video they released. So I'm really hoping that slow motion from the video they released is not really how they do it. They just slowed it down like on, how it works. that show from the History Channel, or how it's made. So display boxes per minute, 3. Display boxes per hour, 180 hours of work per day, 8. Max display boxes per workday, 1440. At 75% efficiency, breaks, etc. 1080. So work days per one employee to make 7,000 display boxes, 6.5. So 6.5.
Well, that's Canadian math. So
that's Canadian math.
Yeah, some of the Canadians do everything 1.5 over, so they work.
Okay, so but even say let's just double it, right? Let's be pessimistic and be like, there's no way we can finish this in 7 days.
A corporate employee in America, right? So like, if it's 8-hour day, they're only working about 2.
Okay.
Like they're gonna get there at 9. They're gonna do the water cooler thing. They're gonna go take a dump for like 30 minutes. At some point, they're gonna take that 2-hour corporate lunch, and then they're gonna, like, around 2 p.m. You're gonna start wrapping that day up.
Got to start cleaning, sweep everything.
So
this conversation is derailed very quickly.
All right.
I think that it's interesting to see some numbers. I think that's provides a little bit of optimism.
I hate to say it, GG, you kind of screwed up. Like, you took the game that has the most people who love math and then tried to pull the wool over their eyes. Like, everything in this game is so math based, and then they're like, "Yep, we're just kind of moseying along," and then they're like, "Yeah, this is how long it should take you." And I think GG just goes, "What?" And then they don't know what to say, and then we go for another week. I mean, has anything even been posted on keyforging.com? I haven't looked.
No.
So nothing.
That's on February 17th.
Oh, on my birthday they posted something. Oh yeah, that's right. This is where we talk about Sky Jedi.
Yeah, Sky Jedi.
But
I mean, I was going to go ahead and throw in, just be careful, JM, because, I know you're Canadian, but if you keep working for them, they might try and hire you.
At a significantly reduced rate.
No.
I mean, no, they would never do that.
I do appreciate the acquisition for Sky Jedi. Again, appreciate JM's ability to go ahead and calculate some numbers for us. The new machine is there. I know they're held up on packaging before. If
it's a packaging issue, just be like, hey, guys, FYI, we ordered this packaging machine. It's going to be delayed for like 3 months is what we're getting at the current time. I mean, I guess you don't even need to say like, oh, it's going to be delayed X amount of time. You can be like, hey, we ordered the packaging machine. It ain't showing up. We don't have an ETA on when the packaging machine's going to be here. So this is, X, Y, Z, this is what's holding us up, and just being like, we're on track.
So you want more transparency? Because
yes,
when you're saying transparency, they were very transparent and said that they were held up on packaging. They weren't specific
until they took my money. And then it's been radio silent since. Like, it was all during the Game Found and before the Game Found. Like, we were getting updates twice a week. Then you were getting then you were getting Game Found updates, and you're getting regular updates through Keyforging.com, and you're getting an update through Twitter and Discords and all this other. You're getting update after update after update after update, and then all of a sudden the Game Found closed, and then it's like, okay. Like this just rings like, you guys know about the whole Logan Paul situation with this cryptocurrency where he just took millions upon millions of dollars from people and then said, hey, there was a screw up and all this stuff, we're going to offer refunds, and then just like never did anything with the refunds. Like, I feel like this is a very similar scenario. Like, yeah, I feel like this is, we've already moved on from whatever project this is, and it's just like, we'll get it out when we get it out, and we're going on to something different.
So I think this leaves a sour taste in your mouth and my mouth, many of the people who are highly committed to Keyforge, because many of those individuals were at KFC. So with Keyforge Celebration, we saw that what was completed or in a stage that was nearly complete. And so that really, really spiked that if you could have those decks in November, yeah, January, February seemed realistic.
I mean, yeah.
And so the trickiest part, and I said this earlier, the trickiest part with any situation that you have to overcome is to know when the end line is. If you can see that finish line, that last 100 yards is the toughest to be able to go under. But
I don't even feel like we're in the last 100 yards.
No,
I mean, we have decks printed, but they're not wrapped. They're not ready to go. They're not ready. I mean, you got, I don't know how many backers were there? Was it like 6,000?
But this is what I'm saying, Wookie, is that in KFC, I really did feel that I could see, okay, here is January, February. This is November. This is a short time. There's holidays, and the decks are ready to go because we could play it. So I felt that's where I saw the finish line, and that was just pulled back. And pulled back with what we've already endured, being online with the game hiatus, everything that's there, lost algorithm. That's what really, really hurts. And it has, I don't know about you guys, but it has hit the online community. It has hit it's hit content creators. It's hit just people playing Keyforge as a whole. There doesn't you seem to be stuck in this black hole right now, which is really depressing. I want to bring light. I want to keep going and being able to bring joy to the store. Yeah, let's go and do this. I'm struggling. I'm struggling to be able to go and play.
It's tough to bring new people into a game, and you've been saying product. I'm not going to lie to you. It's tough to bring people into a new game when you're like, yeah, it's going to come out eventually. Maybe. I don't, at this point, I don't know.
Everybody says that's fine. Game found and crowdfunding's always late. It's not everybody cool.
Says. Yeah, but it's not. That's not the realistic portion of this.
You're actually talking about bringing new people in, which I know a number of communities are. Wookie, I'm going further and saying right now, our core is being attacked. There are people who are leaving from that core.
Yeah.
And that is what is scary because they have held on for over 3 years. And
this has now become too much. It was easier to hold on when there was no news, but then you put that glimmer of light and then move the goalpost again, and it's harder to take. I understand it. I think all four of us probably understand it more than anyone because we're the ones we're here week in, week out, making content, doing stuff. No news, radio silence, not really getting anything. I mean, somebody had said today that somebody should do sheep playing Keyforge again. And then somebody should get C2P on a podcast again. And it's like, I don't think you're going to get anything new out of them. Just more falling knife analogies.
I mean, I don't even know what we would ask them.
Yeah. Huh.
What's your favorite Keyforge card?
Probably not this show.
Can you go ahead and put my Wodex?
What's the name of the little character on this card?
Not on this show.
We could ask them if they're going to ship the Game Found pledge with or without Gormangeist.
Or the mats, or anything else that we haven't seen and confirmed yet.
I would assume it's being shipped with, and Gormangeist, as far as we know, isn't even ready.
Well, I thought it was funny, Wookie, when you had said this a while ago, and I think it was off air, but you're like, they showed us this beautiful image of all the decks being crisscrossed back and forth when they had been printed. Put them in a Ziploc bag. They're being taken out right after anyway and played. I don't need the wrapping. So could that have been an option?
I'll save you the packaging costs. Just in fact, you know what? I don't even need a Ziploc bag. Just get a sack of rubber bands for like $5 from any Office Max, and I'll just take those. Seriously, I would take my decks in a rubber band right now.
The problem is I don't even think it's a deck situation. I think what is the underlying piece for me, I know it has been expressed from others on the show as well, is organized play. And I know maybe that's the segue that we
hold on. What is that?
Well, so the organized play was something that at one point in time, people would get together and play. It's been so long that you may not know, but that's what organized play is. People getting together to play the game.
I'm getting old, so my memory is not as good. People used to get together like in a large event, like a lot of people, all in one space.
And then they would square dance.
Ooh, I like square dance. And they played this game, huh?
Sure.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, I remember I mean, what's supposed to be coming up right now? Is it regionals? Sectionals? Quarterfinals? Z?
Yeah, I'm packing my stuff for regionals right now.
Are you? Where's regionals being held?
My backyard.
Z lives in Texas, so he's got a big backyard.
I know there's been things that have been hinted at, and that also draws more excitement, but also sadness when.
Well, Arthur changed all his stuff almost a month ago. It was either 3 weeks or a month ago now.
No.
No? How long ago? I'd have to. I thought it was almost a month at this point. It was like right after.
It was the last week of February.
It was the last week of February.
Yeah, it's not a month.
So at least 2 weeks ago, can we say confidently?
Yeah,
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks.
So 2 weeks ago, Arthur started changing all his stuff, and then he said a little thing that he can't say anything now, but hopefully he'll have more information soon.
Yeah, Store Champs was February, March. Regionals was April, May. Looking back at the image, so we still have time before.
So we have. Let's see. There's 31 days in this month. I couldn't remember if it was 30 or 31. So 22 days until regionals are supposed to start. Which was there a cash payout for regionals, or was it just vault tours and then
the only thing they advertised you'd get for regionals was a buy.
Yep, a buy to nationals.
Okay.
Nationals had the payout. National and Worlds.
Nationals
or just Worlds and Vault Tours.
Nationals and the 4 vaults had a payout.
Not Worlds.
I think.
I got to imagine Worlds had a payout.
I didn't remember Worlds. I think all 5 of those had a payout.
I know the Vault Tours had like a $10,000 payout.
Yeah, the 10,000 was listed for the vaults.
Maybe it was just Worlds.
I thought it was Worlds. I did not see it for Nationals, but
maybe it was just 25,000 because the other one was 25,000 for Worlds. I thought maybe Nationals had a 25,000 too, but I'm not 100% sure, and I don't remember. Man, November seems like so long ago. Feels like
gotta
forever.
be on Arcana somewhere, right?
Probably not.
Well, and I was looking in our AC channel. There's a lot of people here tonight, so if anyone finds it before, a little Google.
Yeah, put it in the AC
Google
live
code,
chat if you
chat.
find it. But
I was just going back into the images I actually took on November 15th when we were at KFC.
I have a new phone, so I can't do that. I was gonna do that, no, I can't. So that's my fault. But I mean, we've got, like you said, we've got core members now leaving. Karen,
she's not leaving.
She's not
leaving.
She's not leaving, but she is cutting a lot of the swindle events.
But she's also, if you see what she's doing, she's also organizing locals near us over in Madison now.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's saying that the online interest in the swindle team events is not very good, so she's discontinuing that, and it sounds like some minimal effort towards KFPL. But on the other end,
there's no cash prizing for KFPL anymore.
Well, on the other end,
prizing at all.
NFKL, the Nordic Keyforge
It's Nordic Keyforge.
Nordic Keyforge League. They have over 100 people in their sad thingamajigger.
Well, this is their 20th season. They had over 100 last time too. Like it has grown, and they have a world population.
Great.
That is phenomenal.
Okay. But what about actual
they're about to swing ABR again. But yeah,
ABR
when do we
is
actually
going to season 9, correct?
When do we actually play in person again?
But when do us schmucks? My question is, when do us schmucks, the ones that keep running things for them and doing Gigi's job, like at what point do we go, and kind of just move on with our lives?
We're gonna continue.
Don't you think I've already done that? I'm now just like throwing up a DOK events link, and I'm like, sign your own self up. We'll play some games.
I mean, that's kind of what you did this weekend, where you're just like, if people are around, we'll play. If not, we won't.
Yeah. It turns out not many people want to come join me on TTS, and it's sad.
I told you, TTS is just
it's pretty good.
And there is a play barrier. There is a pay barrier, not a play barrier. But a pay
there
barrier.
is. You do have to own TTS. It's very minimal.
What is TTS? $20?
Yeah, it's $20.
If that, you can normally get it on sale for 10 or cheaper. So I mean, I have TTS, but I'm to be honest with you, I'm not interested in TTS as much as Sky Jedi continues to like upgrade his, because he just did another upgrade to whatever he had put in for TTS, where the tokens just fall off once it goes to the discard pile, yada yada. It seems like that's the way they want to push it. I don't know, because again, what Sky Jedi is doing in his own time versus what he's doing for GG are now two very different things, right?
I don't actually, tell you the truth, understand why people thoroughly prefer TCL. Like, yes, it's automated, but you're not playing with the correct rules everywhere. It has no communications. It's just plagued with garbage.
Does TTS
people
have communication? Is there is there a chat in there?
Yes, TTS has built-in chat.
Okay,
and built-in voice.
Because, most of us who are playing are all in the same Discord, so, I mean, is it really that hard to be like, hey, pop in this Discord, we'll play?
Well, no, actually, most of the people I play with on TCO are not in our Discord.
And shoot them a link.
There is no communication. And, by definition, playing on TTS means you're going to have communication. Because, you've got to arrange that game somewhere.
Right.
Which is in our Discord, for me, anyways. We are playing. The games probably don't play quite as quick because you don't concede quite as quick. But games are playing.
Hell no! It took me 3 hours to build this deck. I'm not conceding quite yet.
Yeah. I alphabetized the cards in the deck builder thing, and using the stamping thing, you can build a deck pretty quick.
Yeah. I those tools I have not tried as of yet.
Yeah.
Xander is saying they printed 100,000 decks without wrappers. Okay, right on. I didn't know about 100,000 decks without wrappers. Like I said, get me a rubber band. I'll be all right. Most 90% of those are going in the shredder bin anyways, so it doesn't really matter how they come to me.
Okay. Arcana is still got the 2019 organized play information stuff up there, so not very useful.
No, I didn't think they would have it up there yet.
I will say on that front, looking at Arthur's, so Board Crunch, the website was updated again. You can actually see for convention events, they have Vault Tour Keyforge 2023. That unfortunately...
they had this last week, and we were looking at it.
Correct. But
there's nothing.
No, I mean, what's interesting is you can still see Origins listed for premier events on June 21st, 25th. You can see Gen Con is listed as having Keyforge, again, Keyforge premier events. And then you can see Vault Tour. So that was actually separated out from the last time I had seen it. I know I was out sick last week, but that was... Yeah. It's interesting to me to see how that is evolved and kind of.
He had put that up last week.
Okay.
And then there was a little slip up where it said the first one was going to be Origins.
Well, and that's what we had.
One of them was going to be Origins.
Yeah, that's what we had heard or seen. So,
I mean, I guess I'm just worried. And if you're in the chat, let us know. Like, what are your thoughts? What's the gut check on this? Use it in the AC Live chat. Let us know. Like, are you done waiting? What are your thoughts, feelings, cries of outrage? I know we were talking with X-Ray a little bit before, and he's just like, I'm worried this isn't even going to go to another set. I mean, after we cleared all these hoops, the thought is, right, that, all the hoops are cleared and they can just continue to the next one. But at this pace, are we looking to get a second set out in 2023?
We have a name? I thought we knew the name.
Grim Reminders.
Grim Reminders.
We have a name, but we had a name for Winds of Exchange for 2 years.
Of that game, a grim reminder of that game called Keyforge.
I mean, Z, I think you said it. I don't think the company's goals are aligned with the player base's goals, and that kind of paints a big problem. No? Just me?
So then, GG, we'd love to have anyone from the small staff come and actually have an honest discussion with us. Not, hey, what's this background card, but what are your honest goals? What are we looking at for the future? What can we really do to help this game? Because
I mean, do we
need some honest feedback right now.
Because I guess the question for me right now sitting here is we focus typically more on news and competitive events.
That has been how we started and how we try to be.
Correct. But, like, is that a majority of the player base's goal? Like, the people that are still here, the people that are playing, is that what we're concerned about? Right? Is it organized play, getting to events, playing in events, doing all that stuff, or is it just, hey, we just really like the game? And what is JR? What do you say? Beer and pretzels game? Are you more just, hey, I play this game just for funsies, or is it I play this game for competitive events? Because every time a bad news comes up, and we always like, well, what about OP? Like at least in our Discord, every single time OP is brought up. Again, we had hey, we got the packing machine today, but then of course somebody goes, well, what about OP? Like what's going on with this? And then of course nobody has any answers.
I mean, if you're looking at our AC live chat right now, which is lighting up, you can see, some individuals, I don't mind waiting, frustrated, but I'll wait. We're at this spot. Some, I'm just perfectly fine waiting. The no OP projections, that's rough.
I guess I wouldn't have a problem waiting if like there was OP things going on. And it seems like these two things should be separate. I mean, you can run OP events without WoW decks. I mean, I know what you guys are saying, like there's nothing left. There's still Archon, there's still Alliance, there's still things we could be playing that don't involve sealed product.
Any money to them.
Yeah, and that's the end result. They're making no money. They're losing money by supporting any stores or giving old product, which frankly isn't theirs. So there is no incentive to do it, which is why we're not seeing that. We've talked extensively about that.
But at this point, like, I think you got to give the player base. I mean, you gave us one event. Is that enough? I mean, they made money off that event.
Is their goal to say our player base, it dwindles to what it is? Those who are loyal, when it comes out in May, June, whatever it is, let's do it right at that point, and that's all that they can do. I think that's their line that they've taken.
Wait, did you just say they made money off of that event? No, they didn't.
I guarantee you they made money off that event.
How?
Yeah.
What do you mean, how?
Wookie, we run an event.
You're right, but they didn't have to pay for the venue because they already own it. Right? All they were paying for was decks.
Yeah.
That was it. I mean, it's from what I have been told and from what I gathered, the judges were volunteers. So there was...
I don't know. They were agreeing.
No, all of those people were... Well, some of them... But, like, what I'm saying is, like, when you're running an event with staff, you pay a salary. Like, that's not free. They should... There's other stuff that they were doing normally aside from that. Like, that's not a zero cost. Like us.
I mean, but you're already paying them to do other jobs. This was just tacked on. I mean,
if that means they're not doing any of that job for that amount of time. So
but beyond that, they sold decks. They sold decks. I don't know how many they sold, and then with all the other sales that came from that, because they had considerably more things there than we did. I mean, we just had Keyforge things. They weren't giving out anything crazy that would have made them. I know they made money. There's no. I mean, even when we ran live, they made money from that event. They did not lose money. I have a
They
real
might
hard
have
time
washed
believing they lost.
out, but I doubt they profited from the KFC event in any kind of way that'd be measurable for a company.
I don't know. I have a hard time believing that still. Like, really, where were their costs? So you had Jeremy and Hurley, which you paid that was, as far as I'm aware of, that is the only two people that were paid to do to do a job at that event. Everyone else is volunteers. I don't. If somebody's heard something different or knows something different, now's your time to speak. Nobody? Cool. So
I don't have enough information to be able to say one way or another. I just don't have that inside.
But
right.
neither do you, Wookie. Like, you're just assuming the other 3 employees that were there all the time were free.
What other 3 employees?
There was the guy that was. They always had a guy that was there for the Unchained challenge.
Correct.
And then there was someone else that was always with.
He was a volunteer.
If you say so.
That's again. This is what I know, is that the judges. I mean, again, if my information is wrong, please let me know.
Well, I know when they talked to Duncan and them, they were willing to compensate them somewhat, but not really enough to justify it all. And actually, they were saying it is some of the best compensation they'd ever been offered, but it still didn't really justify it. So I think you are wrong in that everybody's just
No, he's not going to speak up. Never mind. I was going to say we have someone here that knows the ins and outs, but I don't think he's going to say anything. No. So we're going to let it slide. But I don't think they lost money on that event. Not even a little bit. Not only that, like, you just being open normally, plus food sales, plus deck sales, plus all the other sales. I mean, there was a line every single time you went up to that counter, whether that be all the Keyforge players there or just all the other people that were there.
I
never went right to the counter and got checked out.
I don't think they lost money on that event, but I don't think anybody bought a new boat either.
Was that justified as making money? We gotta buy boats.
Well, no. So I know you guys have not agreed with me at all on this thing, but like, yeah, you're kind of in this to make an amount of money that is meaningful, and
it's a business.
I'm still not convinced that $1 million game fund is enough to cover the expenses that they're trying to do. I still don't. I mean, just thinking about the numbers, when I think about it, I don't think it's that great. Like, there's going to have to be more deck sales than that to really.
If that's where you're going to go, and you're like, well, they're going to have to make more deck sales. Well, then why are we not releasing it to distributors? Why is it all? Are they as well looking to go straight to consumer to make the money?
Well, as we understand, their agreement is to go to stores through Asmodee distribution.
Right, but when is WoW going to be available for my local store to buy it?
After WoW is available to you through a Game Found, we think.
So what? Another
maybe
6 months after that?
Well, we have not been communicated with that. Like, that information has not been communicated.
I mean, like, what they showed today says that they can package boxes, and in my honest truth, like, the fact that most stores will be like, we'll take a couple, means they can meet the demand. I don't think there's going to be a lot of places going like, yeah, we'll take 10 cases. It's most places will be ordering a few boxes from their Asmodee distributor when they're ordering other games. It's not going to be like, I don't foresee cases, but I don't know. Hopefully I'm wrong.
I don't think you're wrong. I mean, I wouldn't expect many places to do more than a couple boxes. Maybe someone does a case and most of that goes to their, I mean, maybe like Z's location. Z, you got a number of people that might be like, oh, I'll take a box. I'll take one, so they can sell a full case, but
a case or two.
Yeah, the case or two, and that covers a majority of the people. I don't know. Like, it's just, again.
But you saw how we bought stuff on clearance. Like, places had bought pallets and pallets of stuff and then couldn't sell it and clearanced it, that's what you want in a card game is places buying pallets of your product, not onesie twosie boxes.
When the concern is because many of those had to liquidate at a loss, is that like why would you do it again, right?
Well, I think that's what Sheep's saying is I don't think anybody would do that again. I mean, if I went to our local, the local one that's right up the street from me was like, hey, I want to buy some of this stuff, he'd be like, well, how much you want? Because I'm only going to buy enough to suffice for you. I'm not going to stock it normally on my shelves just because of how much was lost. And I mean, to most people, this is a dead card game.
I don't know if that's true because I've been at a couple of game stores playing it, and they said, I haven't seen that in a while. When's that next set coming out? So they're kind of aware something's going on, but not very much. I guess it was frustrating with all these crazy sales they had is like they undercut them. Maybe not the AOA sales. Like, okay, AOA being $20 a box is just fine. But like that Mass Mutation and even to some extent the World Collide sales, like they could have gotten so much more out of that stuff if they had just put it in the hands of somebody who had a little bit of patience and ability to advertise.
That's not how business goes. There's no patience in this business. I need to flip this today, not yesterday. It's got to go. It's got to go. It's got to go now. Even in my business, my whole thing is how fast can I flip something? And I look at a 60-day window. That's how I determine a lot of how I run it is what can I flip this in 60 days? If the answer is no, well, then, I might pay significantly less for it because I can't flip that as quick as I could something else. And, I don't know. Frustrations are just, I know my frustrations are mounting, and I've heard plenty of people with their frustration mounting.
Yeah,
is it the same for a lot of people?
But I'm with Chester here in chat. Woe's going to come out, and people will bounce back. Like it's going to be an exciting time, even though it's kind of sad right now.
I'm just trying to read Joker. So suddenly, what if the Kickstarter OP and it fizzles out quick without the new set? Starting it up early isn't a guaranteed benefit. Not really sure where that was going. Sorry, I was trying to read some of the chat because it's flowing too fast for me.
What's the point of OP? It's back to that. What's the point of OP with nothing to sell? And the point of OP right now is more or less about taking the current people and giving them some reason to do something with it and be excited about it and not just piss and moan.
I mean, to a degree. I mean, you got to do something for the people that have been here.
No, I from their view is like if we're truly diehards, we'll be here in 3 months when WoW releases.
Correct.
Oh, that's such a shit view, though.
But it's real.
It's money. It's real. Like that's real life. They have bills, just like we do. And if they can just invest in WoW being big when it comes out and not spend their energy, time, and money right now on little OP events just to appease us bitching and moaning, then maybe that is the right call. It's not going to make us any happier in this moment, no, but that's the reality of a business.
I mean, because I guess the biggest issue is there's no more allocations, right? Like you can't run anything through old. Doesn't matter
anyway. That never really
I guess it doesn't really. It doesn't matter anyway. What is it for now? Shards are gone. We don't know what they're for.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like even running that, I guess, on an old gem system means nothing.
Like my point is, the shards never really mattered. It's just people getting like some kind of placebo effect.
I mean, I wanted a chair, but then I saw that turned out, so never did that.
I mean, some guy wanted a jet from Pepsi. Didn't work out for him either.
Yeah, that's another crazy story for another day. I still love that story, but I still think it went the wrong way. But here we are.
So
I don't know what else to say.
I will say with that update, there were 2 takeaways for me outside of the information that I feel that we've already extended way beyond the time limit that was needed. I think one, I'm both happy and sad about the packaging. I think the packaging process is pretty slick. I think that it makes sure that there's no one opening decks and resealing them. But I also am sad to see that it's plastic wrapping versus the kind of cardboard. I was almost hopeful for a little bit after KFC.
Do you really want the cardboard?
Yes, I do.
Really?
I would much rather. I mean, I know it's silly, but at least I feel like I could at least recycle it versus going ahead and just tossing it in a landfill. And I know that
great boxes for shipping them if you wanted to sell.
Correct. So I don't know, that was a little bit of a bummer there, but it does make them more secure that if someone's tampering with the decks, it's just not happening in the DT packaging or what you're seeing for WoW. The other takeaway that for me was the localization. They've worked with a couple different languages already, which is great. And that will be, they're not holding up production for English decks if individual localizations are not ready to go. And the exciting part is that because they've established some connections in some of these localizations for the future, for Grim Reminders or beyond that, they have individuals to work with. So that was exciting versus just being stuck, here's English. So that was my takeaway from it.
I only speak English, and even that not so good.
Well, I guess maybe I'm still looking forward to one day being able to go to Worlds and see people from all around the world playing Keyforge. And maybe it's not a team event because that's not what GG's focus has been on, but just seeing great Keyforge players from all around the world would be incredible. So that's where I want to see it eventually.
All right. What other news did we have this week, guys? Did we have anything like anything else fun or exciting, really? I mean, we had, the whole stoppage of that of Swindle, but nothing else really came out, right? Don't all answer at once. Calm down over there. All three of you.
I
feisty.
Don't think so.
You're being too feisty. So now it's time for the Archons Corner. Needless question of the week. Guys, it was Girl Scout season. What's the best Girl Scout cookie?
Oh, I don't like Girl Scout cookies.
What? You're off the show. Goodbye. Just show yourself the door. You don't like Girl Scout cookies?
No.
Do you like cookie? Well, you can't have them anymore, right? Because you're
not
doing
anymore.
Like gluten and all that jazz.
Even back in the day, I can't eat gluten. It's not like I'm like now. But anyway, yeah.
Well, you're not doing gluten anymore, so you can't do it. So, Sheep, what's your go-to Girl Scout cookie?
Probably the Thin Mints.
Wizard Random knows what's up. Thin Mints?
I want to try them raspberry ones this year, but damn it, they're internet only gluten-free things.
Yeah.
I was just gonna yell at my wife. Do we get any raspberry ones?
No, so having a Girl Scout in the family, there is a new version. It is the raspberry. It is similar to your Thin Mint, but it has raspberry filling all in the center. I was hoping that it would actually come across with a nice mixture similar to Thin Mints. In my opinion, I'm glad I tried them, but they were not anything super special to write home about. The cracker filling that really makes up the cookie beyond, like on the outside shell, was a little bit lacking. It really came across as crackery to me. So again, that's very, very high information. For me, I think I got to go Caramel Delights. After Caramel Delights, that is my go-to. That is the easy one. And then I'm going to go with the chocolate-covered peanut butter cup. So chocolate butter, which is your red box. That is 1 and 2 for me. Thin Mints being easily top 3, and then it kind of really peters off from there.
Nobody goes for the shortbreads.
Sure, if you're 150 years old.
I like the shortbreads, but I mean it's not my tops. I mean I'm going with definitely Caramel Delights as well. And then I don't know what I got after that. They have a s'mores one this year. Maybe that's not new this year.
No.
But I just found out about them this year, so I got some. And then I had no idea your girls were in Girl Scouts. You have no idea the pain I go through during Girl Scout cookie time to get my Girl Scout cookies.
Oh, yeah.
I have to search for a local Girl Scout, which gets kind of awkward at times. Like, hey, you Girl Scout, I need to buy some cookies. I need my yearly crack fix. Tagalongs. That's what the peanut butter ones are called. Tagalongs. But
well, there's two, because you have a peanut butter sandwich, and then you have the peanut butter patties, which is the chocolate covered peanut butter.
Do they still make Dositos?
So
those are the sandwich ones.
The sandwich ones.
Yeah, the peanut butter sandwich cookies are called Dositos. I didn't know they still made those. I thought they just did the Tagalongs.
Yeah, they're different bakeries.
No, there's 2 peanut butter cookies this year.
There has been 2 peanut butter cookies for a very, very long time.
I didn't.
So
realize.
you have your thin. Yeah, I'm trying to think. The main. You have the.
So I got them up. So
right
this year's lineup was Adventurefuls.
Yeah, Adventurefuls was there. Previously.
Caramel chocolate chip, caramel delight / Samoas, Dositos. Oh, I guess they also in some regions are called PB sandwich.
Yeah, because there are regional cookies that are only in certain areas. So that's why
which is BS, by the way. And then you've got the Girl Scout s'mores, lemonade, lemon ups.
All right, I am being overruled by Miss Tara, our official cookie.
Slam the gavel.
Come on over. Don't just chat in the background.
Official cookie?
But they've moved to more unified cookies versus having their regional cookies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There are some recipe differences. There's some setup. But when you're talking, the Adventurefuls were actually new last year.
Oh, well, I just found out about them this year. So done got me a box. Shortbed or the trefoils. Thin Mints, Toastier. I don't know what those are. Those I've never even heard of. And then the Toffee Tastics, which I don't like.
So your Toastier is French toast inspired cookie.
What?
It's okay. I think it misses its mark from what's there.
What? These sound great. All right. Well, I don't know about
back in the day when I could eat those. I did have those. Those actually are good.
The Toastier?
The Toastiers are good.
I've never had those.
It tastes like breakfast.
Tastes like breakfast?
That's
Eat them
right.
with a side of eggs?
Yep.
But let us know what your favorite Girl Scout cookie is. Maybe we'll do a giveaway of a box. Probably not, because I'll have eaten them all by next week. No way those things are making it through the week. But with that being said, we got anything else to go over, guys?
No, keep playing Keyforge.
Please keep playing Keyforge. Please.
Hopefully we'll have some news for next week. And in news, I mean organized play news of actual events happening.
I wouldn't hold your breath.
Hey, I'm optimistic. So that is my hopefully.
I want more news on the adventure.
Adventurefuls? I'll let you know how they
are. How's organized?
I'll let you know, Z. I'll describe it to you bite by bite. I'll take a video. But that's going to do it for us this week. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see y'all next week.